There is a Chinese saying which spells out the three ingredients for success: 天时, 地利, 人和, the right time, the right market, and the right people. We believe Yinsen has these three key ingredients for success: the right time to tap on the increasing oil and gas demand, the right market with high chance of project wins, and the right people led by superior management. Therefore, we from University of Malaya recommend a buy call on Yinsen with a target price of 5 ringgit 71 cent, offering a 25% upside. Yinsen is an FPSO provider. But what is an FPSO? It is a customized floating, production, storage, and offloading vessels for hydrocarbon extraction, process, and offload. Yinsen's core business is to design, own, lease, and operate these FPSO vessels for oil explorers. The long-term lease guarantees a stable recurring income based on predetermined charter rates over 10 to 15 years. Yinsen started as a logistics company back in 1983 and entered into the FPSO industry in 2011. In the past 5 years, Yinsen has grown with an earnings CAGR of 20%. Yinsen is sailed through the oil boom and bust cycle to become the 6th largest independent FPSO provider in the world. Yinsen operates in 5 different countries with reputable oil majors and respectable oil national companies such as ENI Ghana and JX Nippon as their customers. Yinsen's current order book stands at 20 billion Malaysia ringgit and promising a long-term earnings visibility until 2037. Yinsen has been able to secure meaningful contracts consistently. During the oil bust in 2015, with only 4 projects being awarded globally, Yinsen was able to win 1. And we continue to see this momentum moving forward from Yinsen's latest win of Abigail Joseph earlier this month. In addition, we are confident that Yinsen will secure at least 1 new potential project worth $3 billion this year.
Right time. The oil and gas industry is recovering from the sharp downturn in 2015. While oil demand will increase steadily in the next 5 years, mainly driven by the increasing demand for petrochemical products from emerging countries such as India and China. The oil and gas industry underspent during the oil crisis. Hence, pent up the demand for FPSO and now need to re-accelerate. Therefore, we see significant growth of FPSO awards from as low as 3 units in 2016 to 11 units in 2018. Subsequently to 18 units in 2020. Right market. Currently, Yinsen is actively bidding 4 projects in Brazil and Ghana. There are 7 developing new oil blocks in each market, which increase the oil and gas exploration activities. This is also supported by the relaxed local content requirements, where we see Brazil has significantly loosened its local participation from 70% to 40% last year. To capitalize on this, how is Yinsen better positioned compared with the other bidders? First, Yinsen's net gearing ratios of 0.5 times is way below the peer average, allowing Yinsen to have ample financial capacity to gear up in order to absorb more projects. Unlike TK and Bumi Armada, who are facing serious debt restructuring problems that render them limited financial capacity to bid for more. Second, Yinsen has an excellent delivery track record with no reported cases of delay, oil spill, or explosion. Furthermore, Yinsen has the competitive advantage, which is shaped by the right people.
Fred Olsen Productions FOP acquisition in 2014 has propelled Yinsen to become the 6th largest FPSO provider in the world. Yinsen successfully integrated and leveraged FOP 24 years of experience to achieve world-class standards. As a result, Yinsen is able to deliver their project early and achieve a 99% uptime higher compared with its competitors. In terms of negotiation skills, Hinsen's dynamic CEO is supported by a team of capable strategists and legal experts. With their vast experience in industry network, they are able to negotiate favorable contract terms. For instance, in the recent early termination of FPSO Island, Hinsen is fully compensated for its project debt and contracted future cash flows. Finance-wise, Hinsen has entered into an MOU with Sumitomo, a Fortune 500 company. This is the right Japanese company to provide competitive financing option. This partnership allows Hinsen to divest its project stake, reduce its debt, and hence to bid for more projects. In fact, Sumitomo has actually agreed to take up at least 20% of the project stake bidding in Brazil, namely Malaya. This positively signals both parties' confidence in winning this new project. If Hinsen wins one new project this year, its revenue is expected to grow at a CAGR of 17% for the next 5 years. With its efficient cost management, Hinsen is able to maintain its high profit margin of 40%, which is 3 times higher compared with its competitor at an average of 12%. Hinsen's profitability further portrays their strength in managing their financial. This is proven by its 5-year historical ROE that is higher compared with its competitors with an average difference of 9%.
To value the stock, we compute the sum of the parts target price using DCF or project's free cash flow to equity. We select this valuation model because the cash flows are predetermined. In our base case, we factor in the new project with a capex of $1.5 billion for 20 years of contract period. We are confident of this potential win because of Hinsen's edge over the other bidders. And it is expected to contribute 20% to the target price. We then discount the project cash flows at different COE to reflect individual country risks. And we arrive at a target price of RM5.71, implying 25% upside potential. We conduct football field analysis using different methodologies to justify our valuation. It shows that our target price of RM5.71 falls under the range of majority valuations approaches. Hence, we believe the stock is undervalued and a buy call is recommended.
Based on our risk assessment, we identify 2 key risks: counterparty default risk, cost overrun risk. Even though counterparty default risk is an industry concern, we foresee that this risk is minimal for Hinsen. This is because Hinsen is prudent in counterparty selection and seek guarantees from their parent company. In the event of default, the bank have no recourse to Hinsen, and Hinsen still own the vessel. How would our target price change if the key factor value change? To account cost of equity and cost overrun risk, we conduct a sensitivity analysis on these 2 factors. We did consider other factors such as oil price movement, forex rate, long-term growth rate, but these do not pose significant impact to our target price. If the cost of equity and cost overrun increase by 4% and 20% respectively, the target price of RM4.56 will only lead us to a whole call. However, we think that cost overrun risk is minimal because Hinsen play an active role in project coordination and ensure timely delivery. We next analyze some of the impact of the key scenario. In the bear case scenario, if Hinsen do not win any project this year, the target price of RM4.58 will not reverse our buy call to a sell call, at most to a hold call. But in the bull case scenario, if Hinsen win 2 projects this year, the target price of RM6.84, offering a 50% upside, which is double our base case. This indicates that Hinsen stock is skewed toward upside potential.
To recap, Hinsen is operating at the right time to tap on the increasing oil and gas demand, in the right market with a high chance of project wins, and with the right people led by superior management. Therefore, we reiterate a buy call on Hinsen. Thank you, and we now open the floor to questions.
How many projects does the company have currently?
The current projects, Hinsen has 6 existing vessels is operating right now. 2 is under construction, and they are currently bidding for 4 projects.
So there was a slide on the amount of projects that might be awarded in the industry, and I think you forecasted 18 to 2020, is that right? So how does that compare to, say, past periods? Is that a reasonable forecast? Has there been times where that's happened? And is that based on like a lot
This
higher oil
forecast,
price?
sorry. This forecast is based on Energy Maritime EMA Association.
And for its current year of 2019, it already have 17 projects being awarded. So we see the figures is consistent with what is being forecasted, and we are confident that the 18 unit can be achieved in 2020.
And is Insen bidding on every one of these contracts?
Insen is currently bidding 4 projects out of the 7 contracts being offered in this year.
And on these 4 projects, what's the probability that they win 1 or 2 of these?
Among the 4 projects, Malim 1 is the highest probability to be win. The reason is because Insen's already signed an agreement with Sumitomo to sell at least 20% of the stake. This signals that Insen itself and also Sumitomo has the confidence in winning this project, or else they wouldn't do so.
Again, with the awarding of some of these new projects, have you thought about how much supply there is out there of vessels? For example, is there are there a lot of vessels out there sort of waiting to be utilised, or do we need to build a new one?
For information, the vessels is actually undergo conversions from old oil tanker to be an FPSO. So in terms of supplies of vessel, there is no concerns on that.
Furthermore, to add on, there's no such oversupply issue because every vessel is built specifically for the different oil field.
So you mentioned about new contracts. What about projects that are rolling off this year, next year? Is there any risk that there's some major contracts that are finishing soon?
Can you further explain
I mean, yeah. So all these new contracts are great if you can win it.
Yeah.
But what about the older contracts? You mentioned that they've got long-term contracts of 10 to 15 years. Anything that are finishing this year, next year?
For information, their long-term earnings visibility lasts until 2037. So, and right now they have 2 contracts on hand under construction to be delivered within these 2 years. So there is no immediate contracts that to be terminated. And except there's only one, which is 1 vessels in Vietnam called FPSO Lam Son, which is to be terminated in this year.
Just to confirm that this company is more leveraged to more production, not the exploration.
Yes.
So could you, go ahead.
How profitable are current projects? Are they running well?
Yeah, currently the company is running well the project, and the profitability ratio is actually higher compared with the competitors. With the recent year, they actually 32% compared with their competitors with only 20%. And this reason is supported by their cost efficiency, which because of 2 reasons, and mainly is because they are very selective in the project bidding, and also they are involved actively in their project coordination.
Go back on the previous slide.
On the earnings visibility.
No, on the projects with the timeline.
Okay.
So how have you valued the potential extensions of these current projects?
We see there's a high possibility for them to extend the options. This is because every vessel is customized to each different unique situations on different vessels based on different weather and also production storage. So we see there's high possibility for them to extend. And in the recent cases, there is an extension case from 2 of their vessels, which is FPSO Addon and FPSO Lam Son.
So how have you considered the risk of no extension in these? So have you applied the probability of extension to the value? Have you increased the discount rate during the extension period? How do you account for that?
For us, we don't see if and only if the charterers didn't extend the contracts, it is fine for Insen because Insen's already earned until the firm contract period, the value of firm contract period. So option is just like additional extra for Insen.
Furthermore, to add on, if the charterer do not extend the contract, Insen can take back the vessel and ready to bid for new project, which maybe have a higher charter rates.
Just with the balance sheet, you said that obviously Insen has a very low net gearing ratio. ratio, is that a net debt to EBITDA calculation?
It's net debt minus, it's debt minus cash and equivalent over total equity, sir.
Okay. So how was Inson, because it looks like, to me, it looks like a pretty capital intensive industry. How have they managed to keep their gearing ratio so low?
So for information, actually Yinsen has a very structure of financing. So they actually divest their project stake. So as I mentioned earlier, that Sumitomo is their strategic partner in financing. So they will earn the project, then they will divest the stake to Sumitomo, which Sumitomo will pay them a cash upfront. They will then pay back the debt, and if there is any remaining, they will keep in their balance sheet and to further finance for other projects that are going to bid in the future.
So this is the way they maintain their net gearing ratio, because they straight away take the cash received upfront to repay the project debt.
So with the cost of equity across those different countries, you had the range was 5.5 to 11.3.
Yes.
So what's 5.5 and what's
Yeah, how have you calculated these costs?
So for information, how we factor in the country risk is on market risk premium, because this is a third world countries like Ghana and Brazil. They have significant countries where we think it must be incorporated into our valuation to reflect the riskiness. So the difference is projects in Ghana actually have the highest country risk, which is 9%, while the lowest is in Malaysia, 1.7. So this is the way we factor in the COE. So you see the range of from 5.5% to 11.3%.
Why is Malaysia lower risk than Vietnam, for example? What's the, is it?
Because Inson is a Malaysian company, they are more familiar with Malaysia's local requirements. Thus, this reduces the country and political risk where if Inson operate in Malaysia.
And just in terms of your relative valuation, I mean, what PE multiple do you use on EV/EBITDA multiple? In terms of your valuation, so this is on slide 23. Yeah, I mean, how did you come up with the PE and the EV/EBITDA?
We actually take the 5 years, 5-year minimum and maximum EBITDA for each year. For example, this is for comparable, so we take the minimum, maximum, or the 5 years and the industry average. Well, this is the since 5-year average.
So that means the PE multiple ranges from 3.7 times, is it, to
this
6 times?
is in denoted in RM, so
In
this
RM,
is in
sorry,
currency.
yeah. Okay.
And is there any terminal growth rate for the company?
This company is a project-based company, which means they will get revenue when there's project. So we didn't incorporate any terminal growth in this case.
So how have you valued the pipeline? How have you valued the pipeline, the potential new projects?
How we value the potential project?
Yes.
So, okay. The potential new projects have a capex of $1.5 billion and the total contract value is $3 billion. So from that, we actually work out the annual charter rate for that vessels, and we discount at COE to find the NPV. So from that, we actually get the values of the vessels. So this is how we value the new project in our valuation.
Was there some sort of percentage applied to those new, potential new projects? Only because you don't know whether you're going to win them or not.
But then we didn't assign any percentage on that, but then we assign it in COE. The way we construct it, since that Brazil and Ghana have different market risk premium, and 3 projects are actually bidding in Brazil. So 75% of the percentage goes to the Brazil market risk premium, and the remaining goes to Ghana market risk premium. That's how we value this COE.
Time, thank you.